Hello everyone. We are going to start with target costing, which whose concept we discussed in the previous lecture, right? This calculation is a mixture of theory plus calculation both. So let's what we can do here. Pitlane Electronic Component manufacture components for use in electricity distribution. You may pause this video and read at your own, so you may skip initial 4 to 5 minutes of this video, else you may resume. Pitlane Electronic Components manufacture components for use in electricity distribution network in D-Lane. Demand from Pitlane's biggest customer to replace identical but worn out component has been constant for many years. So that's important that our biggest customer actually wants something different from us. Pitlane has recently renewed an exclusive long-term supply agreement with this customer that already been done, who has always agreed to buy the component for their total standard cost plus fixed profit margin of 15%. Variances between standard and actual cost of the components are negligible. Try to think over it that if variances are negligible, then what actually that means. Uh, the first option, the first situation can be the company is very good in achieving the standard. So whatever the company standard is given to the company, whatever standard it's preparing, actual cost is very close to that. So company is really very good in the production side. The second conclusion can be that the company is making very easy standard for everyone to achieve. So let's see how we can put this part in our solution. Let's see. Pitlane run several production lines in two factories located in different areas of D-Lane. The factory layout is poorly designed. And the production process require components to be transported around and between the factories, right? So poorly designed means maybe this is something which we may need in future, because whenever there is a poorly designed or structure of the company, there is always an extra cost, right? So maybe we need this point later. Let's see. The Leland government wants to encourage renewable electricity generation. It is offering 3 year subsidy scheme beginning in 2008. So political willingness is here for consumers to have solar panels installed on the roofs of their home. As an added incentive, business will be exempt from tax on profit made on the sale of solar panels and related components, right? So the government is giving subsidy to the consumer and probably tax benefit to the supplier of those solar panels, right? To take advantage of this scheme, Pitlane has built a prototype of new electrical component known as the booster, right? Which increases the output from domestic solar panels. The booster will be sold to installer of solar panels and not directly to the consumer. So this is important, right? We will sell this product to the companies rather than the consumers, right? So sales will be in bulk quantity probably, and we just need to make few contracts with the company. So there will be not marketing cost will be not huge in the scenario, right? Because we are producing a new component kind of thing. So usually what happens is whenever you produce any product which is new in the market, so you have to market it, right? So this is not something which need a huge amount of marketing, because you are not trying to attract the customers, common public. You are actually trying to attract the businesses, so you have to deal accordingly. Pitlane's marketing department has estimated the market data for the duration of the scheme based in a similar scheme in VLAN, right? Your output is actually based on by using some data of another region. As a result of its product being unchanged for many years, Pitlane has recently experienced of developing new products and estimated cost and potential revenues from them. Now, Pitlane has little recent experience of developing new products. So that's important, because you see, since the company is continuously producing a standard kind of product, it's not very aware, you can say, or it's not very experienced in the development of new product, in gathering the data. What's situation tell us? Experience of developing new product and estimating cost and potential revenues from them. Now this means what? This means that uh, this means what? See, in whenever we are preparing, whenever we are in a situation, in a position to decide something, then the information is really very important. And if you are saying that, look, marketing department is not sure about all these things, about all these information, because they have very little experience of development of new product and gathering information, then that is not a good information for us, because this may hit the target costing, as target costing in decision making is purely based on the information which we are having, right? It is expected that many competitive products will be launched during the scheme, at the end of which demand is expected to fall greatly and production of the booster will discontinue, right? Spitlin shareholder insists that for booster project to go ahead, it must meet the financial performance objective of achieving 15% net profit margin after all costs for the duration of the scheme. So what actually shareholder wants? Wants a must return of 15% net profit. You will find this must word very rare, and if you find it somewhere, that means you don't have any other option. So it has to generate a profit of 15%. The booster's total fixed costs during the scheme are estimated to be 10 million, including 2.8 million upfront development costs to enable the booster to communicate the amount of solar panel energy generated directly to customers' smartphone via an app. Now, let's reread this part again, because this contains some important information. The booster total fixed costs during the scheme are estimated to be 10 million, right? These are the estimated costs, including 2.8 million upfront development costs to enable the booster to communicate the amount of solar panel energy generated directly to customer smartphone via an app. So we are actually trying to communicate with the customer. We are trying to this 2.8 million company will spend in order to develop such in certain application at which company can share the information regarding the electricity generation. So apparently seems to be a good option. The product development team at Pitlane believe this feature and the use of highest quality packaging will allow them to charge 10% more than the average price of its competitors. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to charge some premium prices from the customer. And what is the base for us for charging that premium price? Because what we believe that we will provide two additional facilities to the customer. One is the application, and the second one is the quality packing. QP is quality packing. So you may pause this video and try to think whether customer will pay 10% extra for that. Just remember, customer is the company, not the traditional normal public, right? All right. The marketing team, however, has questioned. We will discuss this part later. The marketing team, however, has questioned the overall value of these two features and whether the customers would be prepared to pay extra for them, as most of the delayed population do not yet own smartphone. That means what? That means the development of application, an online application or whatever the application is, it's questionable. Why? Because mostly people doesn't own any smartphone. So we need to check whether this application will actually be beneficial, actually be a value added activity for customer. Because if this is a non-value added activity for the customer will never pay you extra amount for that. I don't want my electricity bill to be, I don't want my electricity consumption information on my app, and the company wants us to pay 10% more for that. So obviously I will not be interested in paying some extra amount to the company, right? And the quality packaging, think over it. Quality packaging will only be a value added activity if the booster is a very delicate component and that require actually a quality packing, because if this product is a very normal product that doesn't require any extra quality packing, then probably you are just wasting your money in this particular so-called added feature. So and these two features are important. Why? Because companies actually relying on this, because companies saying that we will get 10% extra amount because of that, right? Now, Pitlane has estimated the direct cost of the booster, which is given in appendix number 2. The largest direct cost is the is for the four main subcomponents. Let's check appendix number 2 first. This is appendix number 2, right? And this is the estimated unit direct cost to the booster. And this is basically the structure. Total cost is 134. Subcomponent cost is there. This is assembling labor cost is there. Packaging cost is there. Distribution, internal transport and handling, and total cost, right? So actually this paragraph is probably related to this part. It says that the largest direct cost for the four main subcomponents. These are bought in bulk from six different suppliers in D-Lane, right? Bulk, we are buying in bulk. This is important, from 6 different suppliers, though all are readily available from suppliers worldwide, right? Though all are readily available from suppliers worldwide. Now, just you may the subcomponent are fragile. Now, till here you may pause this video and try to think what's right thing in this part, and what can be the issue in these 3 lines. Alright, these are bought in bulk from 6 different suppliers, so we need to check whether this cost is buying from 6 different suppliers worthwhile, and is it possible for the company to buy from some other people, because there are worldwide suppliers available. We will discuss this later in the requirement. The subcomponents are fragile. During the production of booster prototype, many subcomponents were found to be damaged during the production process by workers incorrectly assembling them. This resulted in the complicated prototype booster being scrapped after testing by the quality control department, right? The manufacturing director is concerned that the incorrect assembly of a subcomponent by worker may mean that it may not be profitable for Pitlane to start full-scale production of booster. To counteract these quality problems, the company will employ more highly skilled workers who are paid around 30% more than the most of the workers in the business, which is accounted for in the cost estimate given in appendix number 2. So the extra cost of 30% is already included in the estimate. The company's staff have never been encouraged to suggest any ways to improve the manufacturing process. This is something which may need some consideration. Now, Pitlane directors are concerned that the booster project will not meet the shareholder financial objective, performance objective. They have asked you as a consultant, prepared in the target costing, Kaizen costing, and experience in target costing, Kaizen costing, and other Japanese business, for your advice, right? See, as I told you in the introduction, that you are someone who is going to deal with the problems, who are going to be, the solution. You got the role to fix the problem, to solve the issues. That look, this is kind of issue which came to us, which is in the company, and we are supposed to solve this. We as a student are supposed to solve this. So see, the CEO director wants you to advise regarding this. Now, what you are required to do, calculate the cost per unit in each of the 3 years of the booster's life, taking into account all estimated costs, and advise on the extent to which target costing would help Pitlane to achieve this financial performance objective, right? So let's calculate this part first, but for the calculation we need to go to this part. Yes, estimated market data is here. What is the market data? Total market size is given, average price of competitor is given, and booster's market share of total market is given here, right? uh, variable cost is given, and fixed cost, remember fixed cost was around 10 million, out of which 2.8 million was a specific cost related to the app, and these are the variable costs. So let me open the calculator app. All right, now first of all, we have to calculate the targeted cost, and then we compare its our expected cost with that in order to identify any cost gap. So there are 3 years: 2018, 2019, and 2020. Right? What is the variable cost of the product? Variable cost of the product is 134 in all years. Surprisingly, no uh, provision of learning or anything has been made. Then there is a fixed cost estimate, right? Fixed cost is around 10 million, right? Let's check this 10 million is for the whole year or this is per annum. Boosted total fixed costs during the scheme are estimated to be 10 million, right? During the scheme means that is for all 3 years. So we have to calculate fixed cost per unit. So we need to identify how many units company will sell. Let's try to calculate. In 2018, sales, let me try to calculate directly. In 2018, 600,000 times 10 plus 500,000 times 0.15 plus 460,000 times 0.2. I think I wrote 60,000. I made a mistake. 600, sorry. 600,000 times 0.1 plus 500,000 times 0.15 plus 460,000 times 0.2. 227,000, right? So the total cost is, total number of units are 227,000, right? So 10,000 divided by 227,000, 44.05, right? So cost per unit is 44, fixed cost is 44. Let's ignore the decimal places. So plus 134, that makes around 178. So this is the expected cost, right? Now what is the targeted cost? For targeted cost, we need to check what is the selling price and then deduct the required profit. So the selling price which we are expecting from this product, assuming that we will get extra 10%, so that will be 180 times 1.1, that is around 198, right? Then 170 times 110%, that makes, sorry, 187, and then 160 times 1.1, 176, right? These are the selling prices. And what is the profit? Profit is 15%, so targeted cost will be around 85%. Let's calculate this directly. 198 times 0.85, that makes 168.3. Then 187 times 0.85, that makes 158.95. Let's make it 159, right? and then 176 times 0.95, sorry, 85, that makes 149.6. Right, so what will be the cost gap? This is the expected cost and this is the targeted cost. So we need to take the difference of these two figures, right? These two figures, right? So this is around $10. You may consider decimal places. I ignore that because there is less space. You may consider that. 178 minus 149.6, 28.4, right? So this is basically the cost gap, right? So there's a cost gap, right? So this is basically the 6-mark requirement. Now, advise on the extent, right? Advise on the extent to which target costing would help Pitlane to achieve the financial performance objective set by the shareholder. Now, we need to identify that how target costing can help to achieve the objective of shareholder, financial objective of shareholder. What was the financial objective? Financial objective was to meet 15% profit. Yeah, here it is. This was the objective, to meet 15% net profit margin after all costs, right? Now that means what? If you want to have 15% profit, right, then you must prepare your product within this cost. Please, if your cost will increase, definitely you will not be able to earn required profit. I mean, if company wants to have a profit of $20 in this case, it has to prepare the product at 168. But the problem is, company will manufacture, the data suggests that the company will manufacture same product at $178. In the second year, selling price will reduce. So if company wants to earn a profit of 15%, then it must prepare its product within 159, but the expectations are very different. So see, your cost per unit is expected to increase, right? And if there is a cost gap, then that means company will not be able to generate 15% required profit from this product. And that is somewhere your financial performance objective will get compromised if you prepare your product in $178 per unit. Then definitely your financial performance objective is going to be compromised, right? So we have to do something. We are supposed to do something. So let's see what we can do. The examiner is asking to what extent target costing will help the company to achieve the financial performance objective set by the shareholder. So what target case, how can we use target costing? See, first of all, we have to think over this cost gap, how this cost gap can be reduced, right? Because if you reduce this gap by using target costing techniques, then definitely target costing can be applied in this particular situation. So let's see what we can do on the cost side. We will see it's 2 to 3 areas. First, we will see the cost side. First, we will see the cost side, right? Let's see what we can do in cost side, and then we can try to check the sales and sales side. Let's see. Now in cost side, we have 4 different costs. The first cost is subcomponents cost, right? Now you need to check how you can reduce this $94 cost. 94 or 92? 94. Now why this is important? Because 94 is actually divided by 134. It's actually 70%. 94 is actually 70% of the variable cost, and if you divide it with 178, it's around 53% of the total cost, right? So 53% of total cost is actually related to subcomponent. So if we can do something with this cost, definitely we can achieve the objective by using target costing. So what's here? Here it says, I mean, we have to eliminate everything which is not adding value to the product, right? Or which can be done at lower cost, right? So Pitlane has estimated direct cost of the booster in appendix number 2. The largest direct cost is for main subcomponents. The company bought in bulk from 6 different suppliers in D-line, though all are readily available from supplier worldwide. The subcomponents are fragile, right? So we need to check two things here. The first thing is that is there any you see, we can do 2 to 3 things, right? The first, which is apparently quite visible here, is that we can check the worldwide options. What options can we have? Now there is a question which arises here that if we buy from some other country, definitely the cost will increase, right? So if we move from local supplier to some other country, can we reduce cost? We may check the options, right? I mean, there is no harm in checking the options. There are certain countries which are very where production cost is very low, so we can try those options and we can try to ask for the quotation if we can buy same components from them at lower cost, or if we can buy some substitute components from them, then definitely it can be helpful for company, right? Number one. Number two, in case we are not interested in buying worldwide, then can we ask our supplier to reduce that cost? Because you see, there are a lot of different components. There are 227,000 units which company will produce in the span of 3 years time, provided that this estimate is correct. Then what we can do is we can ask our supplier to reduce our cost. I mean, we can give some incentive to our supplier that, look, if you provide us this particular component at a lower cost, let's say 10% lower or 15% lower, provided that quality, you are not compromising on quality, then we can give you our 60% order or 70% or 80% order for the whole life of the product. So we can motivate them to reduce the cost. We can shift our burden, cost reduction burden, to them, and we can ask them to provide it at lower cost if it's impossible for us to buy from any other country. So these two options can be identified. These two options can be checked if that is possible, right? Then the next cost is around is the sub-assembling cost, is the assembly labor cost. There was something written about that. The option which was written is the next option is Pitlane. The manufacturing director is concerned that the incorrect assembly of subcomponents by workers may mean that it may not be profitable for Pitlane to start full-scale production of booster. To counteract these quality problems, the company will employ more highly skilled workers who are paid around 30% more than most of the other workers in the business, which is accounted for in the cost estimate given in appendix number 2. So what we did is we were not satisfied with this assembly worker. So what we did is we actually wants to hire some extra highly skilled worker at 30% extra cost. So what can be done here is see if if we provide training to the labor, right? If we provide training to the labor, alright. So I pause this video because there was a prayer time here. I'm resuming this now. Again, there is a we need to check training cost. There was 30% cost associated in this appendix that was actually related to hiring some extra worker. So let's see. There is a 21, total cost is 21. If you divide it by 130 and multiply it with 30, you will get around 4.84. So $4.84 is the training cost. So this cost can help company to reduce the overall cost gap by $4.84, which is approximately 5. So what we can do is we can train our labor, our current workers in such a manner that they can provide approximately a good service if they have a potential to do so, right? Then there is a packing cost. This extra $10 is questionable whether this actually require $10, because we have seen that it's the question says that look, we are, since we are providing high quality packaging to the customer, they will pay for that. So we need to check whether this extraordinary quality packaging is actually a value added activity or not. And if it is not a value added activity, then definitely customer will not be willing to pay. So we can reduce this $10 cost, right? This $10 cost, this packing cost can be checked and can be tried to reduce, but this cannot be seen in isolation. We have to combine this 10 extra dollar cost with with the overall cost. So we will do it with other part. Now distribution cost is $2. That makes sense. We cannot comment over it because that's a very it's nothing about this cost is given in the question. Internal transportation and handling. Now this is another cost which is actually related to the first paragraph, which we have seen that the factory layout has been criticized here because that was poorly designed and the production process required components to be transported around and between the factories, right? Obviously for a product you cannot change your factory factory design you cannot change, but and you obviously if there is a fixed plant and machinery, you cannot change the fixed plant and machinery. But if it's possible for the company to to make some arrangement so that this cost can be minimized, so company should do so, because you see this is a non value added cost, because it's not going to add value to the product. So if this cost can if company eliminate this cost, definitely customer will be, there will be no impact on customer, neither positive nor negative. So we need to check the $7 cost. If this $7 cost can be minimized, say by $5 or maybe $4, then that can create an impact on in the cost cap part, right? Then the one more thing is here. I mean, this is something which is actually related to the variable cost, right? This internal transportation costs need to be checked because that is quite heavy cost, $7 per unit. Then there is a fixed cost, right? Fixed cost is around 10 million, right? And let's assume that we don't develop that particular app. So if you discontinue with that app, if you remove that app from the product, then what will happen? 2800 divided by 227,000, that makes around 12. Its extra cost is around 12.3. $12.3 is the extra cost for the application. So if we can remove this cost, we can save a lot of money of company, right? So this is something which is important. One more thing which is important here is to analyze the whole situation. I mean, see, packaging cost is around $10. Let's assume that the whole cost is, let's assume it's not given in the question, let's assume that this $10 cost is totally the extraordinary cost, right? You have to write, you just need to show the examiner that look, we need to check this part, we need to check its impact, right? So let me rub this sales part because I need some space. $10 per unit multiplied by 227,000 units, that makes 2270, right? This is the packaging cost, right? Assuming that this $10 is completely related to the quality problem, and that application cost to edit features, application cost is 2800, right? So that means what? The total cost is 2270 plus 2800, because we believe that the extra 10% extra is because of these two features, right? So total what we are spending on these two features will be 50470, assuming that packaging cost is completely related to this. How much extra revenue will be generating? 10% here is 18, 10% here is 17, and 10% here is 16, right? Sales volume is 60. Sales volume is 500 times 0.15, 75,000 in this case, and sorry, 75,000 in this case, and 16 into 2, that makes 32. 32,000, I guess. 460 times 0.2 is, oops, I consider sales was selling price. It's 92, right? Yeah. So 18 multiplied by 60 plus 17 multiplied by 75,000 plus 92,000 multiplied by 16. Right? The extra revenue which we will get is 3827. Right? So if this complete packaging cost is actually related to a quality packing, then probably we will not get that much revenue compared with the cost. So we need to check this option as well, that whether these two added feature will actually provide extra revenue, or if they are providing extra revenue, that revenue, then revenue should be more than the cost. But practically this is not the case here, right? So packaging costs need to be checked. I mean, whether this can be, to what extent this is actually related to quality packing, and then need to analyze in this context, right? Then what else? I think that's it. Then we need to check. I mean, this is all the cost side, right? Let's check the sales side. Sales side means that the company, what the marketing director has prepared all these figures, considering some. I'm reading this part. Considering the issues which are present in VLAN, right? VLAN is basically, let me read this part. The booster will be sold to installers of the solar panel direct, not to the consumer. Petlane marketing director has estimated that market data for the duration of sales based on similar scheme in VLAN. Now there is some other region which may be similar to this DLAN area, by considering which the company made the estimate. So we need to check whether the estimates and in appendix number 1. So appendix number 1, these details have been extracted by using the data of some other region, right? So we need to check whether the conditions are similar to those conditions. I mean, the market size, we are expecting 10% market share of the company. Market size we are estimating to be 600,000. Whether these figures are relevant, especially the market share is very important. Whether the market share is relevant, because see, if market share has been miscalculated, suppose if the marketing department miscalculate this market share part, then what will happen? It will directly impact the sales volume, right? And sales volume is actually connected with the fixed cost, because fixed cost per unit means what we divide total fixed cost with the sales volume, right? So in case sales volume has been incorrectly calculated, then that means what our expected cost is will affect, and definitely it's not good for our decision making. So we need to check whether this market share has been correctly calculated or not. If we can check all these areas, if we can reduce our cost, then we can hope that this cost gap can be reduced. I mean, we can try to reduce the cost gap. One or two more thing which we need to understand, which I would like to share or to add. The one more important thing is that we need to check the design part. I mean, can design be changed, or there are 4 different components, companies using 4 different subcomponents. So can these 4 different subcomponents be replaced by some simple components, or if these are very complicated components, then can we replace them, right? Can we change the design of the product in order to reduce the overall cost? Can we can we change the design, or we or by by any other sort of application can we reduce this cost? Because you see, if you do not reduce your cost, then you will not be able to meet the target, the performance measurement target, right? The objective, financial objective of the shareholder. So in case by using some value engineering, as I discussed in the previous lecture, by using some value engineering, can we reduce the design, can we simplify the product, can we change the design of the product, can we substitute any component, can we use a better supplier, can we go for some other options to reduce it? So you don't need to write all these steps, but you need to at least write few step, one or two step, at least you should use the word value engineering. That company needs further to check whether by doing some further engineering in the product, can this cost can be reduced. So yes, target costing can help this company to achieve the financial performance target, because you see, this cost 4.84, this $10 cost, this transportation cost, is this $12.3 cost. Let me try to check 4.84 4.84 plus 10 plus 7 plus 12.3, so it's 34.14, which is a huge amount. So yes, if we can properly apply target costing, we can help the management to achieve the financial performance target, right? Thank you for watching this video. That's the end of this video. Have a nice day, and we will do further. We will meet in the next lecture. Maybe you can watch the next videos too. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.